Hi, welcome to a new week of Declare. Isaac in the Bible was Abraham's beloved son, and rightfully so. Abraham waited for him for a really long time. I believe one of the biggest questions of our Christian faith is, why would God ask Abraham to lay down his only son in a potentially such a brutal way? Historians and theologians have a lot of answers for what's a good question. But what I believe is that at the end of the day, Abraham trusted God. He trusted God to comfort him in his grief, if that's the way that it would go. And he trusted God to provide, if that would be the will of God. So this week's verse is found in Proverbs 8, verse 19. And it reads, "My fruit is better than gold, even fine gold, and my yield than choice silver." So what does this fruit and gold and silver have anything to do with Abraham and Isaac? A few years ago, I was in a season of life that God asked me to surrender something pretty huge. I was holding on to it with dear life, and it was my version of Abraham's beloved Isaac. And I remember one day very clearly, God asked me to give him that very thing I loved. And I knew that this moment was so profound and so of God that, just like Abraham, I didn't have much of a choice. So I knew that I needed to lay this down and surrender it to him. But I asked God a question. And I said, God, when I lay this down, what then? I wanted to know the after part of surrender. And he said this to me. He said, "You eat the fruit." And at the moment, I remember thinking, I don't quite understand what that means. But over the next few days, I pondered that statement. You eat the fruit. And this is what God would continue to speak. When there is a fruit, a specific fruit in surrender. And when we eat the fruit of surrender, it produces in us a spiritual nourishment unlike anything that we can produce in ourselves. Proverbs 8:19 says that it will yield. So that this fruit is far greater than gold, and it will yield something. And what we receive out of a fruit of surrender is peace and trust and the promises of God. It's truly a beautiful thing. So as you meditate on Proverbs 8:19 this week, I encourage you to ask God if there's something that you need to surrender. Ask him to speak to your heart. Be willing to eat the fruit of that surrender, because I believe that it will produce in you a specific nourishment that will help you in your Christian walk. Have a great day.